Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. My name is Camel, and today we are going to acquire and inspect the unique war axe, namely the Dawnguard Rune Axe, an ancient artifact used by vampire hunters of old, the Dawnguard, or the original Dawnguard. Let's not get too specific here. Timestamp for the overview of the Dawnguard Rune Axe can be found down in the description, along with links to my social media and to my other Skyrim Special Edition guides. Be sure to check all of that out. And if you are following this guide on the Skyrim Standard Edition, you will need the Dawnguard DLC installed to acquire this item. So to get the Dawnguard Rune Axe, first of all, we will need to have sided with the Dawnguard faction and finished at least up to the quest titled Bolstering The Ranks. Now during this quest, we will have had recruited a strange man named Florentius Baenius, a priest of Archay. He is the guy that we will receive the quest called Lost Relic from, and this is the quest that we need to be on to get the Dawnguard Rune Axe. However, once we have finished the Bolstering the Ranks quest, there are 4 Dawnguard members that we can get side quests from, and the ordering of these side quests is completely random. These 4 characters are Florentius Baenius, as mentioned, Isran, Gunmar, and Soreen Gerard. Speak to any of them and ask them, what can I do to help, or how can I help? Now you might get the Lost Relics quest straight away, or, like in my case, I literally had to finish 19 other side quests before getting the Lost Relic quest for the Dawnguard Rune Axe. So it can be quick and easy, or it can be long and painful. There are also 3 Lost Relic quests. The other 2 you will receive the Dawnguard Rune Hammer and the Dawnguard Rune Shield. If you are interested in those items, links to those can be found down in the description. So either straight away or after questing for 5 hours, this will happen. What else can I do to help?
Speak with Florentius. He has something for you.
Okay, will do.
Take care of yourself.
Archay's been watching over me for years now. He says he's not too sure about you yet, though.
Sup, boy?
I once killed 30 vampires with my bare hands, you know. Ask Archay, he'll tell you.
Alright, what do you need help with?
I've been poring over some of the tomes left here in the keep. Interesting stories indeed. Seems the previous incarnation of the Dawnguard had, at one time, some interesting toys. Archay and I think it could be a great advantage for us. You should look into retrieving it.
What is this artifact?
An axe imbued with magic, fueled by the destruction of the unholy. With every victorious blow against an undead creature, its power grows. Archay warns its baneful charge abates with each dawn. Something to keep in mind, I suppose.
Understood.
Go with the light.
So we will be sent off to a random Radiant location to find the Dawnguard Rune Axe. Now a Radiant location means that one is randomly chosen by the game, so there is no specific location that I can tell you to go to. It will be different every time and for everyone. So just follow the quest marker or take note of where he told you to go. Once at the specified location, find the chest or container that houses the Dawnguard Rune Axe and take it. And although we already have it, just for good measure, let's hand in the quest. I've retrieved the Dawnguard Rune Axe from insert random location.
Well done. I said you'd return victorious. Archay wasn't so sure. Wield it bravely.
Okay, so now that we finally have it, after 19 other side quests, let's check it out. So the Dawnguard Rune Axe. It has a base damage of 11, which is the same base damage of a Dwarven War Axe. So it's pretty mid-range, it's not bad, it's not good, it's just in the middle there. It's got a swing speed of 0.9 swings per second, which leaves it with a base DPS of 9.9. It's got a reach of 1, a weight of 13, a value of only 175. It can be upgraded with a steel ingot. This requires the Arcane Smithing perk, and it also benefits from the Steel Smithing perk, which means that it can be upgraded all the way to Legendary without the assistance of smithing fortification effects. And the enchantment. This is an absolute mess, but I'll read what it says anyway. Now the enchantment does additional sun damage based on the number of undead killed. However, the game files say that it does 10 plus N sun damage to undead, where N is the number of undead killed with the axe since the last sunrise. Oof, there's a lot to take in there, and most of it is incorrect. So this whole enchantment is an absolute mess and has many conflicting reports, and also my testing totally blows the enchantment description out of the water. So let's get right into how this thing actually works. Firstly, it doesn't deal 10 plus N sun damage. So if you've killed no undead with the axe, it will deal no sun damage, meaning that first 10 doesn't exist at all. Secondly, once you've killed 100 undead, while the undead kill counter will continue to go beyond 100, the actual enchantment damage will cap and stop increasing at 100 sun damage. So if you are farming undead to get this weapon to maximum sun damage, stop at 100 because going any further is asinine. Thirdly, the enchantment says the kill counter resets every day at dawn, which is meant to be at 5 AM. Now, as you can see here, I have the axe maxed out on the enchantment. I've killed over 100 undead with it. Then, what I did, I waited for 24 hours. So at some point during that 24 hours, dawn has passed, and the enchantment remained on the weapon. It didn't reset. So what I did, I waited another 24 hours. So 2 dawns had passed at this point, and the enchantment still remained. So luckily, that component of the enchantment flew straight out the window. Now, to check that the actual sun damage was still present on the weapon, and that it wasn't just the kill counter showing the amount of undead I'd killed and wasn't resetting, I spawned in this Dawnguard, and with the Dawnguard War Axe, which is exactly the same as the Dawnguard Rune Axe minus the enchantment, I hit him, it did a tiny bit of damage, then I hit him with the Dawnguard Rune Axe, and as you can see, he took much more damage. More specifically, he took 100 more damage from the enchantment on the Dawnguard Rune Axe, which, after 2 dawns passing, was still present on the weapon, despite the weapon enchantment saying that it resets every day at dawn. Now, this is where my testing and other sources of information conflict, as, while there are many reports of the enchantment never resetting, there are also reports of the enchantment resetting, and there are also reports of it resetting, but if those people temper the weapon, they upgrade it using the smithing skill, the weapon enchantment that was resetting now will not reset after it's been tempered. Now, I didn't get to test that because mine didn't reset at all in the first place. So if yours does start resetting, I would suggest that you try tempering the weapon, and hopefully that works for you. But as far as I can tell, your experience will be the same as mine with the enchantment not resetting at all, as I have the Skyrim Special Edition, which has made some bug fixes, but more importantly, I have the Skyrim unofficial patch, which fixes about like 10,000 bugs. And I'm not exaggerating at all. I also went through the full fix catalog of the unofficial patch, and it doesn't touch the Dawnguard Rune Axe in any way that would affect the enchantment. And if it did fix the enchantment, surely it would go the other way and make it reset like it says, rather than it not resetting like what is actually happening. So again, I did warn you, it's a very confusing, messy, unspecific and oxymoronic and multi-reported enchantment. But from what I could test, the enchantment does not reset at dawn, or ever for that matter. Now, of course, to charge it fully and to get the enchantment to maximum power, you'll need to kill 100 undead with the Dawnguard Rune Axe. The best way, I think, to do this, at least in Skyrim, is to go through ancient Nordic ruins and just kill all the undead there. Or, an excellent place is actually the Solcan, as it's a massive area and undoubtedly houses the greatest number of undead in a single place. Or, if you want to be really smart, you can actually conjure undead, and if you kill your own conjured undead with the Dawnguard Rune Axe, this will actually count towards the enchantment's kill count of undead. So you can summon things like bone men, kill them, charge the weapon, then summon them again, rinse and repeat 100 times, and you'll have a fully charged Dawnguard Rune Axe. Now, once you do get this thing up to 100 kills, you'll be dealing 100 sun damage with every hit to undead targets. And yes, I can confirm that the enchantment damage only affects undead targets, like the enchantment says it will. Although at this point, we can't really trust what the enchantment says because most of what it says is untrue. But again, yes, it only affects undead. However, 100 damage? That's a very, very powerful enchantment. I think the highest damage other enchantment you find, while it does deal damage to everything and not just undead, I'm pretty sure it's 30. So we've more than tripled that with 100 sun damage. So while this will not be used on all enemies, when it comes to killing undead, the holy light of Stendar, RK, or whoever is filling this thing with power, it will obliterate the unnaturally risen and those who live beyond death, like necro butter to a 1000 degree Dawnguard Rune Axe. It will cut through your undead enemies. Now, something else interesting is that there is an AoE effect built into the enchantment. It's hard to catch because when an enemy is affected by the enchantment, the glow is very subtle. But with the creation kit, we can see that it deals 10 to 100 points of sun damage in a 15-foot radius for 2 seconds. Of course, the 10 to 100 damage will be determined by how charged the axe is, so if you've done as you should and killed 100 undead with it, it will be doing 100 sun damage in a 15-foot radius for 2 seconds. And while a 15-foot radius sounds like a lot, I found that the groups of enemies had to be much closer than that for them to be affected by the radius or AoE effect of the enchantment. Nonetheless, it's still a pretty damn good extra effect, so with every hit of an undead, if there's any other undead close enough, they will be copying the same enchantment sun damage as the one you hit. Again, very useful. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. Another blessing or ray of sunlight that fills this artifact with an Aedric boon is its enchantment does not require recharging, so it won't run out and you will never have to recharge it with soul gems ever, making it even more useful and user-friendly, unless you're a vampire, of course, in which case you'll be hunting yourself with it. Now, the Dawnguard Rune Axe is also the only artifact in the game that is a war axe. While there are a small number of unique war axes in Skyrim, again, the Dawnguard Rune Axe is the only artifact that is a war axe. And its makers or origins I'm unsure of. Now, another interesting and useful aspect that you should be aware of is that the Dawnguard Rune Axe will obliterate and instantly rip through any ward spells it hits. This is very useful against mages and the like. So if you do want to kill undead, and I mean at some point in Skyrim we all have to kill a lot of undead, you will not find a better enchantment than 100 sun damage unless you cook one up yourself. But this fully charged, combined with the Dawnbreaker artifact of Meridia, man, you'll be surfing on waves of the fallen dead in front of you as they crash in the holy wake of penitence wielded by your devout cleansing fists. So while you won't be using it all the time, definitely worth carrying on you for those unavoidable quests in which you have to delve into a Nordic ruin and will be fighting the legions of undead. You will lead your risen enemies to Rune Axe. And here it is, the Dawnguard Rune Axe in action.
You won't leave here alive. It'll be so much easier to rob when you...
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Camel, and this has been my guide for the unique war axe, more specifically, a war axe that is an artifact of unknown origin, the Dawnguard Rune Axe. So I do hope this video helped you out, and if it did, you will be very interested in checking out my other Skyrim Special Edition guides that I've already done. Links to them can be found down in the description. Now, down there in the old description, you can also find links to my social media. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you would like to support the channel in a more personal way, you can become a heroic patron on Patreon. As I'm sure you know, all of my time and energy goes into making these videos that I create for you to enjoy. So your support is most appreciated and welcomed in any and all forms. So thank you very much for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. I'll see you there soon.